We're going to compare the big life is a while
Why there's a left and
I I also have two starters I'm working on giving him just way too tiny. I can't even attempt that. No. I just went straight in with my old faithful fabric paint. I definitely needed a Della to go with my Avery. Cute. She's a little on the hefty side compared to her boyfriend. So that's that. Like I said,
Squishmallows come in all different shapes and sizes.
Della just happens to be the biggest of the bunch. And I like that. Moving on. Next up is Santino the platypus. I love platypuses. I find them to be very cute in a mutated duck beaver kind of way. You're gonna see me using some fabric hot glue again for some of the appendages. It's great. I love it. If I'm doing this wrong, don't tell me. Just let me be happy. Since I don't own the platypus Squishmallow, I'm not entirely sure about the proportions and measurements, especially for like the tail and his duck-like bill. I might have made him too long, really have no idea. More on that later. His face is pretty simple, just two beady black eyes, and that's pretty much it for Santino. Except the more I looked at him, the more disproportionate he looked. I feel like his bill should be shorter, right? I don't know. So then I made the executive decision to chop off like a third of it. I was scared that I might ruin everything, but actually I think it didn't make any difference at all. So that's great. I'm definitely not chopping off anymore though. I think I'm just gonna leave things as they are. I'm happy with it as it is. Why ruin a good thing? I thought Santino was gonna be pretty hard to make, but he actually wasn't so bad at all, especially compared to the next Squishmallow I attempt. Brenda. The last Squishmallow I'll be needle felting today is Brenda the butterfly. Brenda is purple and she has antennas. What's not to love?
Everything.
I wanted to stab together a seal, but I ran out of white wool and I didn't want to just make it out of polyfill. That would look too frizzy, it just wouldn't look right. But I have tons of lilac wool, so I settled for Brenda. You know Brenda isn't my first choice. At least I hope you guys would know that. I tried stabbing together some dark purple wool for her wings. I stabbed a flat piece and then I tried to shape it into wings, but it just wasn't working out. I'll come back to that.